Hello. For this lesson, we're going to concentrate on two things that we haven't really talked about too much during this course. They're two unrelated topics, but I thought they'd be two good ways to finish the PowerPoint lessons for this course. The first one is called Quartiles. It is from the chapter on statistics, and we are going to be learning how to find a quartile. So a quartile is something that divides your data into four equal parts. In order to do that, we first will have to look at the data itself, but the four parts are called the first quartile, which is the lower quarter or the lower 25% of the population. It's also the same as the 25th percentile, and it is the bottom fourth of the data. The second quartile is the value that is higher than about a half of the population, and it's the same as the 50th percentile, and it's also called the median. And the third quartile is the value that is higher than 3/4 of the population and is the same as the 75th percentile. So these three quartiles will divide your data into four equal parts. What I mean by that is four parts that have the exact same number of pieces of data in them. So in order to find the quartiles, the first thing we will do is we must order the data from low to high. So you must put the data all in order, however many there are. The first thing you will do is find the median, which is the middle. If there is an odd number of pieces of data, then you will have a middle. If there is an even number, you will have to take the average of the two middle pieces that you have. Then you will proceed to go to the lower half of the data and find the middle of that. Same rule holds. If there is an odd number in the lower half of the data, you will be able to find the number there. If there is an even number in the lower half, you'll have to take the average of the two middles, and the same goes for the third quartile, which is the median of the upper half. The median, we still usually call the median. It also could be called Q2, but the first and the third quartile are called Q1 and Q3 respectively. So here's an example. In the electronics world, the staff is concerned about high number of turnovers. So they gave us some data about how long in months the sales staff had been in their current position, and there were 27 people who had responded. So here is the data that was the raw data. And the first thing you must do is take all of that data and you must arrange it from low to high. So I've got the original data in the first line, and then I've arranged it from low to high. Once we do that, the first thing we will do is find the middle of all the data. Now, since we do have 27 pieces of data, we will have a middle. So the first thing we will do is find the median of the whole set of data. So the first thing we look for is the middle of the entire set, and if you count from the left to the right, the middle will be the 17. That is called Q2, and it will divide the data into two halves. There will be an equal number of data pieces lower than 17 as there are higher than 17. Remember, if it was an even number of pieces of data, we would have to take the average of the two pieces that are in the middle. I have denoted that 17 in red, so you can see that the middle of all of the data is at 17. Then we will look for the middle of the lower half. So there are now 13 pieces in the lower half. The middle of that is 9. That is called Q1. And that's also called the first quartile. And then we will find the middle of the upper half, which is the 24, and again, that is called Q3. Again, just to repeat, if there was an even amount of data in either the lower or the upper half, and it would be the same in both, you would find the average of the two that were in the middle to find the Q1 and the Q3. The other thing that I thought we could look at today is solving simple percent problems, but using proportions. Sometimes percent problems can be tricky because you don't know which things to multiply or divide. So there's an easy way to do this, and that is to always use the same proportion, and that is that I take the percent number over the constant of 100 and set that equal to whatever is in the is position of the sentence divided by whatever is in the of position of the sentence. So I have an example, and my problem is, what is 124% of 49? So if I look at my problem, the 124 is attached to the percent sign. So the 124 is the percent. The 49 is connected to the word of, and the is the missing part. So we will use that as an x. Now what I will do now is I will put these three quantities, the 124, the 49, and the x, into the proportion that I have listed at the top, and it will look like this: 124 over 100 equals x over 49. To solve this, we will use cross multiplication, and I will not show the solution. Hopefully all of you know how to do cross multiplication to solve the equation. Okay, another example, a different problem with a different thing missing. This time it is 3 is what percent of 10? So this time the 3, it represents the is part, the 10 represents the of part, and the missing thing this time is the percent. So again, if I put the x in for the percent, I will get a proportion such as this: x over 100 equals 3 over 10. And again, you would cross multiply to find the x and solve the resulting equation. And the last one would be where the what is missing, the of is missing. So 10% of what is 7. So 10 this time is the percent, 7 is the is. So this time the of is the unknown, and we'll use the x for that term. So again, if I put that into my problem, 10 over 100 equals 7 over x. Now the beauty of this is that it didn't matter if the is, the of, or the percent were missing. We can use the same formula for each one, and for each time all we would do is cross multiply and then solve for the x. This is actually a pretty simple solution. All right, hopefully these topics will be good for you to have for the final, which is coming up during the week.